Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Chloe the Elven Mage, founder of Mystic Hearts. I am a full-time artist, quantum healer and mentor, currently residing in England, in beautiful Oxfordshire. Don't know how well you can see my background because of the bright autumn sunshine we've got today. I have a new hair, new autumnal seasonal switch up. It looks a bit weird today because I've put some treatment in it after the colouring, so it kind of looks a bit sticky and gross, but we're here. I wanted to show up and say hi today. Let me make sure this isn't touching the mic. There we go. So for those of you who are new, welcome to your weekly episode of Wandering and Pondering, where I wander around beautiful ancient forests and sites in England, and I share with you what's on my mind, what's on my heart, rituals, ceremonies, shadows, fears, vulnerability. So welcome. It's such an honour to have you here. Join me today. It's quite cold in England, but you can see there is that beautiful sunshine, and the sun is so low in the sky, so it's so bright and clean and crisp. It's such a gorgeous time of the year actually, and all of the forests are beginning to become very green again because we've had some rain. And it's not cold enough to have to get the real warm clothes out of the cupboards just yet, so it's still very pleasant. And today, we haven't been here for a while together. We're going to be going back to the Witchwood. For those of you who have been watching Wandering and Pondering from the beginning, my very ever first Wandering and Pondering video was in the Witchwood Forest. That is W-Y-C-H Wood. If anyone wants to look it up, it is a very interesting place. Lots of people are superstitious about it, scared of it even. But I know that it holds so much energy and power. There are some really magical trees in there. So I'm going to be walking there, and I have actually come on a special mission today. The first mission, let me just get this out of my pocket so I can actually show you. Oh, bear with me. I am holding on a selfie stick, but it seems I'm a bit skew-if. Honestly, I'm still feeling a little, what's the word, discombobulated, a bit dismembered after that wild eclipse portal. Yeah, I hope you're all doing well. I feel like and also last night, my beautiful sister Kirsty held a light language activation ceremony for the new moon, and it was insanely powerful, and I was having lots of strong visuals. So I'm definitely feeling a bit dismembered. I feel like I've been to galactic rehab today. That's how I feel, just a little bit spaced out, a little bit tired, but also really clean and fresh, and like my energy is clear and bright. But I hope you are all doing well. I hope that you all navigated those wild energies well and with grace, perhaps not with ease, and that's okay. It's not meant to be easy, this crazy human journey. And I hope that you received the lessons, and there was some light shone on the shadows that you are ready to transmute and alchemize. I really hope that. Eclipses are a time where everything can just get flipped upside down so that we can see ourselves, our lives, viewpoints, opinions, whatever it may be, from a completely different perspective. And that can often feel like the rug is being completely ripped from beneath our feet. It can feel slightly bewildering. So I hope you're doing okay. So I've come on a special mission in the forest today, a couple of things, and I wanted to bring you on this journey with me, because this is the kind of stuff I do weekly, rituals and special missions to certain sites with very specific intention as, for me, a big part of my journey of becoming my most authentic, mystical, magical self has been to create as many magical moments in the everyday as possible, really treating life as a ceremony and as a ritual. Look at this now, isn't that just autumn colours and that beautiful sunshine? So for those of you who joined last month's Mystic Hearts online workshop, you will remember that I took us all on a guided journey into an ancient forest where we were blessed by these ancient trees which were dropping their leaves on us, and these leaves were sticking to us, and these were full of messages and guidance for what it is that we're ready to release. So just really in honor of, practicing what I preach and showing you that the rituals and the guidance that I share with you is everything that I have tried and tested on myself, and I use in my own life, for my own magic work, for my own spiritual and personal development. So today I've brought these leaves with me. I did a burning ritual at the end of the eclipse, and my guides told me that I need to come into the forest and actually bury these. So I will actually be giving all of these things that I wish to let go of, giving them to the earth, because the earth is just this magical, powerful goddess who is capable of transmuting even the darkest and heaviest of emotions and baggage and attachments into something brand new, bright and beautiful. So yeah, my guides told me to come here to the forest today, specifically here to the Witchwood, because of how sacred and magical the earth is, and because there are some super old and ancient trees, and when you bury something, it's honouring the decay, that death and the decay of the ending of a life cycle. And we know what ending means: a huge opening and gateway for a new beginning. So I've got these, and you'll be coming on the journey with me to find the spot where I'm going to bury them, or perhaps I won't be deeply burying them in the earth, but finding a space to place them with prayer and intention, where I know that they will be received by the forest and used as she wishes to create something magical and beautiful. Ooh, a bumblebee just flew right into my ear. I can't believe how calm I just stayed. So we're approaching the Witchwood now. I'm actually going to turn the phone around so you can see the sign. And this is the entrance. Oh, look how beautiful it is. It just looks like a fairy glen to me. And here we are, Witchwood Way. Just going to walk, showing you the pathway for the moment. And because I've come here to do sacred work today, I'm going to make sure that I ask permission to do this. We are backed onto a road, but when we go deep into the forest, we won't be able to hear those car sounds. So I'm going to approach this beautiful tree, who is the guardian of this entrance to the forest, and just asking, first of all, permission to touch. Is it okay if I connect with you, please? Beautiful tree. Look at the markings on this tree. It's like water markings. The tree has given me permission, so I'm just going to place my hand on the tree, closing my eyes. Wise tree, guardian of this forest, guardian of the witchwoods. Please can we enter in today to do some sacred work and sacred prayer, and also to capture this on film. Is it okay if I do this today? The tree says, yes, of course you can, child. Thank you so much. Just going to enter into the forest now. Beautiful tree. You can walk with me for a minute or two, just to get a feel of it in here. And I'd love to know if you see or if you feel the presence of any spirits or any guardians in this forest. To me, it just looks like a portal into another dimension. And here we go. An archway that has been created by the tree, just to remind us that we are stepping into a sacred and magical space. Just taking a deep breath as I enter through. Thank you for granting me the permission to be here. What a blessing. And aren't those sunlight splinters so beautiful? Oh, it's just like artwork on the forest floor. So for this ritual today, I'm going to go a bit deeper into the forest. Where we are now at this particular entrance tends to be a place where there's a lot of people walking through. People come on runs through here. So we'll just walk through here together. So I'll just let you know some news actually. So I was mentioning before about the Mystic Hearts online workshop, and also thank you everyone who joined the last one. It was beautiful. So it's the first Sunday of every month. At the moment it's just donation based, so you can donate as little or as much as you choose. It's my offering. I really like to have closed private spaces, as well as doing the YouTube live streams. There's a different kind of magic and energy when the container is closed and concealed and you're aware of the energy that's in the space. So yes, it's donation only, first Sunday of every month. And I was actually meant to be skipping October because I was due to go into silent meditation retreat, into Vipassana, and I would have been away for 12 days, which is very exciting, being in total silence and meditative state. 10 days for the retreat, but a day either side for integration and travel. But wow, look at that. Isn't that just so beautiful? How the sunlight is like spotlighting the trees. So amazing. Yeah, so one of my biggest messages in the eclipse season was that, you know, my business, and I don't like the word business, but I'm just going to call it business that. But my soul's mission, and you know, the way that I support others, and the containers, or the cocoons as I like to call them, that I hold for people, like the quantum energy expansion and the witch within activation. People need that right now, and that should be my biggest priority. And my guides told me that if I was to go away for 12 days, it would be basically telling the universe that it's not my priority, you know. And yes, I could absolutely do with 10 days of introspection and no talking to anyone and no communication. Very, very powerful activations come from that. But at the same time, in these past 2 years, I've done so much deep inner work. Actually now is a time for me to be a lot more extroverted and expressive, so that I can support others in going on that same journey of going down that solitary road of facing and embracing fears and awakening the witch within and becoming this powerful being of expression and creation and light and dark. So good and bad sides of that. You know, I will of course go and do the retreat another time, when there is the time that I can take that off. Working, you know, thinking about times of the year, perhaps in the summer would be best, because people tend to be socializing more or spending time with their family. So I've made peace with it. And the good news is, for anyone who's watching this, or anyone who wants to join, that means that the next Mystic Hearts online workshop will be on Sunday the 5th of October, so less than 2 weeks away. And we're going to be doing actually a self-scan of ourselves and seeing which parts of us are ready to be activated and come online, and then I will support you with healing, guidance, clearing or activation. It will be very personal, so each individual person who joins the call will actually get, I've got a really long spider web attached to me. I love spiders. So every single individual who joins the workshop will receive some healing or a one-to-one activation. So I feel it's quite a special workshop to join, especially after the eclipse. You know, we have been, willing or not, our whole system has just been gone back to, like, you know, system reboot mode. And now is a time when we can really be these open channels to brand new parts of ourselves that were locked away or buried under a pile of darkness and trauma and shadow, which, by the way, never goes away anywhere. And I would say that could be a red flag if you're working someone, that they say that they can eliminate your traumas and your shadows and things like that, or become an expert or a master in self-healing. All of these things sound wonderful on the surface, but actually what is, even in my opinion, in my experience, even more powerful and more personally empowering is not to get rid of these things, but become to a state where we actually view all and every part and fragment of ourselves from a higher and different perspective and viewpoint, so that we see ourselves in completely different ways, and we no longer see ourselves as broken, but actually as these individual, unique, magical expressions of light and of creation, having this wild human experience. You know, we're not bad, we're not good, we are everything. And when we come to face our fears head on and understand traumas, childhood pains and traumas, our shadows, what triggers us, when we really come to understand those, we can work with them rather than letting them work for us. We can work with them and gain a deeper sense of understanding, not only for ourselves, but compassion and love and forgiveness for those around us, as we realize that really we're all the same. We're just viewing everything from our own lens of perspective. Just there's a woman over there and she's connecting into a tree. It's so beautiful to see. I'm not the only weird witch woman in the village. I just express it in how I choose to dress. Okay, so I'm going to take a little pathway into the woods. I'm going to turn the camera around now. Walk with me. Look at this. Look at these trees. I love these trees. I'm going to walk through the forest. Gorgeous. Hello, beautiful trees. Breathing in the air. I hope that you can hear the beautiful bird song. And when I find a spot for the ritual, it will give you a few minutes just to really take in all of the sights and the sounds and the energies and the vibrations of the forest with me while I sit in silence. Forest healing. And I ask as we walk through the Witchwood, I call this the fairy glen of the Witchwood. We're not deep into the Witchwood yet. This is like the fairy glen. So I ask that the playful, magical spirits, sprites, pixies and fairies of this part of the forest to come with love and kindness and good intention and compassion and reveal yourselves in any way that can help support those who receive this video. Thank you so much. Let me know, even if there's any animal spirits that you're tapping into here in the forest. Just going to turn around and show you these beautiful twin trees, so tall. All the way up. I'm sure that you can see why I love it here so much. Let me just turn this around. And something I'll just share with you a little bit. It's not something that I'm going to go into super detail about, but something I want to share in regards to these rituals, and why I'm here today and doing this with you. And that is this idea of spiritual awakenings and kind of, I've just found quite a good spot to do the leaves. I'm just going to go and investigate actually. Hold that thought. I love how the tree has just collected water. Look at that. There's actually a magical portal in this tree. Let's stay here for a moment and just take this in. I'm not going to put my leaf offering in here. I just want us to take in this magical portal. Wow. I just want to dive into the tree. Wow. So much magic in here. So what I was saying about spiritual awakening, I've shared this on my coffee shop chat for those who are interested actually to hearing more about my journey in spiritual awakening. Wow, I just saw a spirit, a being over there. I can see them moving away. There's lots of elven energies here in this wood. Just going to ask permission again if I can enter, because we're coming into the deep part of the forest. And as I said that, the most beautiful bird just sung. Okay, they've granted me permission. Oh, and that's really interesting because I'm standing, as I said that, right in between two trees. Thank you so much for granting me permission to enter and for doing this magical work. Yeah, so if you want to watch the coffee shop chat, which is more about my own personal spiritual journey and what spiritual awakening means to me, but what has come as a deeper level on my journey has been the witch awakening. You know, when we have a spiritual awakening, we have so many incredible wise women and men who have found their way spiritually. So for me, you know, I learned yoga and I taught yoga for 6 years. So many people learn Reiki, massage, shamanism, all of these amazing things. But we are learning to walk someone else's path, which is an honor, and it's amazing, and it is life-changing to do that. But then what happens next is the witch awakening. And what the witch awakening is calling for is a deeper dive into our own individual ancestral lineage and our own individual parallel life experiences, expressions and gifts, and tap into that so that we can actually begin to find our own way. So it's tapping in ancestrally into the dark depths of where we've been, where we come from, where we're going. A woman just jumped like right out of the bush behind me and absolutely terrified me. So I had to pause the video for a moment. I'm really friendly on my walks, but she's like a woman on a mission. I think she was the one that was hugging the tree though. She's on a tree hugging mission. I love that. Yeah, so the witch awakening is when you've had this spiritual awakening and then something like a howling comes from deep within your being as this yearning to come to a deeper realization of your truth and really your magical powers that comes in ritual and in ceremony. Like I just, if I have one wish at the moment, at this moment, it would be for every human being to actually recognize and remember the absolute magnitude of yours, of mine, of our magical gifts, the ability to tap into energies and working with the earth's elemental energies, but also the cosmic energies and frequencies. Like, we have insane, unfathomable magical powers, and that is the witch awakening. And this is for men and women, by the way, and all genders, all, like, however you choose to identify. The witch awakening could be calling you. Often it's for people who have been on a path of self-discovery for quite a while, and they suddenly start feeling a bit lost or a bit disassociated from it all, and feeling like there isn't perhaps as much authenticity as they thought in it. And the witch awakening can come as like a thunderstorm in the middle of the night. Big, I tend to find that with the witch awakening, I'm just climbing into the forest now. Witch awakening, big events come in threes. So for example, with me, it was a breakup with my partner of 3 years, again, another 3, having to move home, leaving my home and essentially being homeless, having to stay with family, and then deciding to leave behind my 6-year business as a yoga teacher to step into my magical powers and my authenticity as an artist and a quantum healer. So for example, that is a witch awakening. So yes, that's one of the reasons why I'm here, because this is a part of ritual work. It's all about making the everyday and, you know, the act of living into something magical, making the mundane magical. And that's why we're here. So I'm going to put you down somewhere now, so just bear with me. I'm going to pause the video and just set up the phone so I can sit down and do the ritual. Sacred, decaying earth in the Witchwood Forest, I come bearing gifts. I come bearing the gifts of the shadows that I am ready to let go of and release. I give you the shadow of trying to fit in and the shadow of self-doubt. I offer you the shadow of paranoia, fear of not enough, of suffering and struggle. I offer you the shadow of always doing what others think is best. I offer you the shadow of giving up. I offer you the shadow of expecting the worst case scenario and being hard on myself. And in return for these offerings, I ask that you transmute this energy, you allow these shadows to decay into the earth as fuel for something bright and beautiful and of the light. And I ask that with the releasing of these shadows, that you help me to activate and have a deep remembrance of my ancient superpowers. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for helping me to remember. Wow. Let me just get my microphone back. I can tell you what I was shown. One moment. I always feel like I should whisper in the forest. Does anyone else feel the need for that? So hopefully you could hear me, but I gave my gifts to the forest, and there was this old tree trunk which I put the leaves inside, and I gave the shadow, and I asked that they be transmuted into something light and beautiful. And I asked for my ancient superpowers to be shown to me so that I can have a deep soul remembrance. And as soon as I had my hands on the tree, I was shown this image of me walking through the forest in this big, heavy, hooded cloak, which was made out of all natural fibres, and I was holding a staff, a huge staff, which had a big crystal orb on the top. And the tree was explaining to me that with this staff, what I would do with magical rituals and incantations in prayer and ceremony, I would sing into the stone the energy of healing for that particular land where I was traveling to, and traveling round the earth to different sacred sites and ley lines. And as I walk and place the staff on the earth, the energy from the staff would travel into the ground and help to clear out and crystallize the ley lines, not crystallize, bring them back to their crystalline frequency. We don't want them to crystallize. Yeah, wow, and there were two small, quite small actually, small dragons walking either side of me. But yeah, one of my superpowers is actually helping to heal and harmonize the land of the earth. And they were explaining to me, you know, this is why, wow, okay, I'm gonna have to pause here. I'll finish what I was saying. This is why I've always been so drawn to the forest and these ancient sites, because they're calling me to come with my staff and prayer and intention and do this magical work. Wow, it's really powerful to have just received that. What I'm going to do is try and create it into an image. I'll try and paint that superpowered version of me. I just need to show you something, and this is an incredibly powerful omen and gift to actually see and receive in the forest. It is the full skeleton, I'm guessing, of a small deer. Wow. Just as we've done a ritual of decay and death, honouring the soul who was in this physical vessel. May your soul be at peace and at ease, and sending you so much love. Wow. It's a huge sign and symbolism of death, and death is not something to be feared. Yes, we are all going to die. Death is inevitable. But when we can start celebrating death and seeing death as the end of a cycle, I'm not just talking about death and leaving our physical body, death of parts of ourselves that are no longer serving us. Wow, I feel like that was just such a beautiful blessing for the end of this journey. It is time for our old selves to die. Time for those parts of us that feel insignificant and insecure, not good enough, not magical enough. None of that is true, none of that is real. That is ready to die and decay, so that we can be reborn into something bold and bright and beautiful that is just waiting to burst from within us and burst out of our skin like angel wings. So if anyone would be interested in walking this walk with me, facing your fears, having this deep witch awakening, it would be an honor to walk with you on this journey. You can comment which awakening, or you can contact me any way that you choose, and watch this space, because very soon I will be launching a Witch Awakening Masterclass. That will be coming next month in honour of Samhain. Yes, the Day of the Dead, if you are from Mexico. Sending you so much love. I can't wait to hear and feel and see your experiences in the comments, from my heart and from the Witchwood Forest to yours. Sending you so much love. I love you.